Hey guys, it's Hannah and welcome to the Dyslexic Reader. Something just went in my throat. I apologise for that. Hopefully I recover. Today we are going to be doing another booktube discussion. I'm going to be talking about my fear of some books, and this is something I really struggle with, and I think I mentioned it maybe in passing a week or two ago in a tag or a haul maybe. And someone said, I have this as well, and it's not a nice feeling. So I'm going to elaborate on it a wee bit more. And this is the fear to read books that you really want to read. I have several books on my shelf, which I've had for a really long time. And I really expect to really love them. But like, what if I don't? This sounds so petty, but it genuinely really does change my reading. I have so many books that sound so good, so many people recommend to me that just really grab my attention. Maybe I have some experience with the story, maybe not, and I want to know more, but I'm so afraid that it won't live up to my expectations and that I'll be disappointed. Basically, I'm afraid of being let down, and this is probably something that I take from like my actual life and like personality of like, I'd rather not do it in case I fail. I kind of have a wee bit of that in me. So I wonder if it stems from that as well. But I also have kind of a fear of reading popular books because I'm afraid that I won't like them as much as anyone else, and then I'll have to be like that one party pooper. And I know it's okay not to like, if someone has a favourite book and like someone else doesn't like it, it's okay. And I'm sure people don't like my favourite books and that's okay. But like, this popular book is getting all this hype. I did have, I'm not going to mention what it is or anything, I did have a review on this channel that was about a popular book. I felt that I was well articulated. I constructed, I felt my arguments really well as to why I didn't like it. And I was very careful about what I said and how I worded it because I knew it was a popular book at the time. And still the hate was like so intense that I just had to private the video. So if you go on looking for it, you won't find it. But I felt it was a very respectful negative review, and I felt like I still stand by all what I said, and I felt like I put my points across really well. But still, some people were just like, because I had said I didn't like it, they weren't listening to why I didn't like it. And part of it was to do with my dyslexia, that I find it hard to read, and other part I said openly was because in my experience I see it completely different to the main character. But absolutely berated, and people were coming in and saying things that were just untrue, like, you don't understand because, but like, it just wasn't true. They weren't even watching the video, they were just saying that it was negative and it was about this popular book, and they were just trashing me for it. So that's also kind of a fear, that even though I don't think I would ever do a review like that again on the channel, I wouldn't lie in a wrap up and say that I liked it or whatever, but I would just not make a full video dedicated to it, and I would just breeze over it in a wrap up, said, read this, didn't really like it because of A, B and C, and then hopefully people wouldn't just come to hear the negativity on one book, but people who genuinely watch me and are interested in the books that I've been reading would come and listen to the whole thing, and they would maybe be more understanding. I feel like people were coming to this review just because they saw the name of the book and that it was negative. So that's one reason. So I'm afraid to read books that I think that I really like in case I don't like them. And I'm also afraid to read popular books because I think if I have a differing opinion, I just can't really put it out there, and I just don't want to. Sometimes when I read a book and it really affects me positively or negatively, I want to share it, I want to talk about it with you guys, I want to enthuse about it, I want to talk about it in tags and this and that, and I feel like if I had a differing opinion on a popular book, it just wouldn't be worth all the hassle that it brings. And I think this also links into why I read maybe more obscure books. Not all the books I read are like obscure, I would think a lot of them, especially the middle grade, and some of the series that I read are quite well known and quite popular, but I read a lot of like really random books that I find in charity shops. I'm trying to find a example, like this random one which I haven't read yet, called Sin by Josephine Hart. I've never seen anyone on BookTube talk about this. And you know what? I can't even remember. I think it is about maybe two cousins, but they were raised together. One of them loves the other one, and she hates her back, and she kind of tries to like wreck her life because she's jealous of her. It sounds really good. I just haven't got around to it. But I have never heard that book talked about on BookTube. I'm sure I could very easily find another. Here's one of my favourite books. The Princess and the Goblin by George MacDonald. This is one of my favourite books of life. I love it. I named my cat after the cat in this book because I love it. And I've never heard anyone talk about it on BookTube. So I think that is one of kind of the other ones, because no one can judge my opinion based on their opinion, and if I don't like it, it's not a big deal. And if I love it, then I have found something which I believe is good that I can share with people. So this is kind of why I'm scared to read some books, and also why I like to maybe read more obscure books, because I like to find hidden gems. But also then, if you don't like them, nobody really minds that you don't like them. And you're not going in with too high of an expectations. If you like hear about a book all over the place that's really hyped, it's really recommended, you feel like you're going to love it, then that's where my fear comes in of what if I don't. But if I pick like a random book up in a charity shop for 10p that I've never heard of, so what if I don't like it? So I feel like that's not what this video is turning into, but it has evolved while I've been filming, that this is kind of why I read more obscure books that maybe aren't heard of. Also, they're just cheaper to get. If you go into Waterstones, look in the most popular release, you're looking at like £13 to £20. I get most of my books either from the library for free or in charity shops for 50p or less. So there's good savings to be had out there too if you're not too fussed on popular releases. So that's it for today. Another quick one, another busy day. I've got to get this filmed and get sorted and get out the door. Thank you all for watching. I can't wait to hear your opinions on this if you struggle with this too. I hope you're all happy, I hope you're all healthy, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Goodbye.